Hello, my name is Amelia McFarlane and this is my digital photo story of Class 1-2S at Ashmont Public School. Early literacy learning is highly important and can impact on how a child can react to school further on in their education. Children need to learn how to read and write, as these are the basic skills required throughout life. Literacy is the basis of the education system and for future employment. The earlier the children are exposed to different texts, the more beneficial it is for them as learners. Children learn at all different stages and paces, giving teachers diversity and complexity in classroom settings. One child may be confident in handwriting, although lacks confidence in writing creative stories, whilst another can use correct punctuation, however has trouble spelling. Attending to each individual need is difficult. However, with a balanced, integrated, explicit and systematic literacy approach, it can give the students an opportunity to learn in different ways. A balanced literacy program uses a combination of modelled, guided, shared and independent components of reading and writing. This program is a scaffold learning process, starting with modelling from the teacher whilst the students observe, graduating to guided and shared as the students take on more responsibility, but the teacher is still assisting. Then finally, independent when the students can independently do the task on their own. An integrated classroom uses a wide range of resources and multimodal texts to provide a more efficient literacy combination, where all learning components are even and don't take over one another. In this example, the teacher has integrated the students' funds of knowledge along with shapes, numeracy, literacy, and the movement to form the shapes. This provides the students to retain the information more resourcefully, as it is targeting all types of learners: kinesthetic, visual, and auditory. An explicit and systematic approach to teaching involves assessing, planning, and instruction of all types of learning. What can they do? What do they need to learn how to do? How am I going to get them there? This is an ongoing and repetitive process whilst the students learn new concepts and skills. An example from the class teacher shows that she has assessed her students' reading ability, what they need to learn next, and what has been taught that day. When a teacher models the correct way to read a text, with pausing, meaning, expression, and fluency, children develop a love, an appreciation, and a knowledge for reading. It has been recommended that teachers read aloud to students daily for approximately 15 minutes. In this class, children are encouraged to answer questions and express their observations about the story, providing the students with an interactive learning experience. Shared writing is a group activity that involves children thinking about a specific topic and brainstorming a few simple sentences about that topic. The teacher acts as a scribe and helps the children put their thoughts into sentences. In this classroom, after the collaborated short story is produced, students are encouraged to return to their group tables to write their own story about this topic, therefore providing the children with a reflection of their learning. There are many aspects of an effective literacy classroom. However, they do coincide with each other. Effective literacy teachers model what they teach. They are an example to be led by. To successfully teach children to become literate, there needs to be organisation, instruction, planning, assessing, and inclusivity in the classroom. A classroom that involves the interests of the students should be engaging and provide a willingness to learn. If you don't know the cultural diversity of the class, what your students need to learn or are interested in, how could you teach them? Also, what type of learners are they? Everyone learns differently. It's amazing how the brain works and what people can remember. It is suggested that students retain 20% of what they hear, 30% of what they see, 50% of what they see and hear, 70% of what they see, hear, and say, and most importantly, students can retain 90% of what they see, hear, say, and do. This research is suggesting for the best possible outcome for students to retain what has been taught is to provide a classroom environment that equally portrays discussion, auditory, visual, and kinesthetic teachings. Children sitting in group-style settings are given the chance to collaboratively work with their peers, as well as improving their social skills. Children can motivate each other and are often encouraged to work together, inspiring independent learning and source seeking. In this classroom, young learners are encouraged to seek out words if they are struggling to spell a word. This is usually done together, as they often assist each other with spelling. If you look around the classroom, you will see that children are submersed in literature, technology, and classroom talk. There are words everywhere, along with colours, numbers, and visuals. Before children start school, they learn through observation. They imitate those around them and learn their limits whilst doing so. When they get to school, they already have a preconceived attitude to learning. Whether this is negative or positive depends on the child and upbringing. Children are fragile when it comes to the learning experience, and if a negative experience has occurred, then children may withdraw from similar activities in the future. On the other hand, if these learning experiences are positive and transition to school goes accordingly, then children will apprehend to learning and find it enjoyable.